Hello and welcome to today's video. I am going to be talking about some of the books that I have recently gotten in the mail. So today we are talking book mail, and some of these are things that I have gotten from publishers that they want me to read or promote, and some of it, actually most of it, are things that I bought on Pango. Pango is a website for selling books, not new, but reselling or rehoming books that you loved or didn't, or that you know in the never-ending world of your TBR, you're just not going to read. It's the harsh reality that every reader has to accept, is that the TBR is endless and some things must be removed from it. I want to talk about books I got from the publisher Scribner, most of which are ones that I requested because I thought they sounded interesting. The first is called Quickly While They Still Have Horses by Jan Carson, who is an Irish author. This is her first book published in North America. She has won a lot of awards in Europe, but this is stories about Irish people, as far as I can tell, and sort of the legacy of the Troubles in her home country. And the title story sounded very interesting to me. So this is one that I will be reading in the fall because I am mostly a mood reader, but I also have like vibes for certain books and certain types of reading that I want to do. And so this has, especially I think the horse has fall vibes to me. So I'll be waiting until probably October or November. The next book from Scribner is very interesting, and I'm not even sure how to summarize it for you, but it is called 5-Star Stranger by Kat Tang. And it's about how an app exists where you can basically book a person to play a role in your life. I think I just have to read the flap. There's no other way. So it says, would you hire someone to be the best man at your wedding, your stand-in brother, the father to your child? In an age where online ratings are all-powerful, 5-Star Stranger follows the adventures of a top-rated man on the Rental Stranger app, a place where users can hire a pretend fiancé, wingman, or extra mourner for a funeral. Referred to only as Stranger, the narrator navigates New York City under the guise of characters he plays, carefully maintaining a professional distance from his clients. But when a nosy patron threatens to upend his long-term role as father to a young girl, Stranger begins to reckon with his attachments to his pretend daughter, her mother, and his own fraught past. He must confront the boundaries he has drawn and explore the legacy of loss that has shaped his life. 5-Star Stranger is a strikingly vivid debut novel about the commodification of relationships in a gig economy, isolation in a hyper-connected world, and the risk of asking for what we want from those who cannot give. It is the story of a man who finds out who he is by being anyone but himself. So, it's available now. If you want to read it, check it out. It sounds very interesting. I am going away on a vacation next week, and this is one of the books that I am bringing with me on vacation. My last read from Scribner is a nonfiction book that I think is going to be incredibly fascinating, and I already know at least 2 people I'm going to give it to borrow from me, and it's called Dinosaurs at the Dinner Party. It is basically the history of early paleontology. The tagline says, how an eccentric group of Victorians discovered prehistoric creatures and accidentally upended the world. Because basically the accidental discovery of the first fossil threw everything we thought we knew about the history of the earth and the world into chaos. And this is sort of the history of the people who started sorting through the chaos. Of course, it was eccentric Victorians. This surprises no one. But I think this book is going to be very interesting. And as someone who is like obsessed with Jurassic Park, it was a no-brainer that I wanted this book. It's by Edward Dolnick. It is out now. Definitely check it out. Next, I have a big old pile of the things that I bought for myself from Pango. I also sell books on Pango, so in the world of girl math, I didn't actually spend any money because I spent the money from the books that I sold on Pango, so we sort of break even, and I have not spent nearly as much on Pango as I have made on Pango. So this is going to seem like a huge stack, but like Pango is reselling books, so they're also cheaper. The first book that I got was to continue completing my Sophie Lark collection, and this is a book that there are very, very few physical copies of, and I feel very lucky to get one. It's actually literally numbered 1 of 12 or 7 of 12, if you can see, and that is the book Starlet, which is like a vintage murder mystery about an actress gets murdered and her twin sister steps in to basically cover the role, and so she can solve the murder. Like, I'm on board. This did not get nearly as much love as it should have, but I know that I am biased towards anything that Sophie does, so I don't know that you can entirely take my word for it. I didn't actually intend to buy this book, but the shop that I was buying from had free shipping over a certain amount, so I looked through their shop and bought the first book that they were selling that I liked, because the next 2 books are the ones that I really wanted in the first place. But I bought On the Line by Naomi Loud. I really enjoyed this book. This was a 5-star read. Basically, it is about a rich girl who kind of wants to escape her life and not rely on her family's money anymore. And the way that they control her and make her stay with her piece of crap ex-boyfriend. And she gets a job at a restaurant being a server and falls in love with a line cook. The line cook in question is named Ozzy, and Ozzy is absolutely delightful. We love Ozzy. Team Ozzy for sure. Then after that, there's something that I know I'm only really going to be able to read if I get it in a hard copy. I've had the ebooks for a while and never read them, so I thought maybe this is one of those things where I need a physical copy. That is The Losers Duet, Part 1 and 2 by Harley LaRue. And I just knew, I just felt like I needed the physical copies of these books. Oh, that's good tapping noises. These are thick babies. Look at those. I that I'm going to be obsessed with these books. I have read the prequel novella, The Dare, more than once. Harley LaRue also has a First Dates short story series that is kinky and gripping, and I recommend them. But yeah, so it's about time I finally read The Losers. And the last thing that I bought for myself, and I'm sort of angry at myself that I didn't buy the original cover when I had the chance, is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. This is the published version from Dell, not her indie version. And I really did love the indie cover. This is cute too, don't get me wrong. But I have the original covers of Next of Kin and Next to You, and so I kind of feel like I should have had the original cover of this too. Which the original cover is also for sale on Pango, but it's like $200. Like, Hannah, do you know that? I almost messaged her to tell her because I think she'd be kind of amused by it, but the original cover, which is adorable, she designed, is super cute. The funny thing is there's also people selling the original covers of Next of Kin and Next to You. I think with the traditional publishing, it's on its third cover, but the cover of Next to You that some people are saying is the original is not the original, and I know because I have the original. But this is the book that even people who don't like the accidental pregnancy trope will love it in this book, unequivocally. The only person I ever know of who DNF'd this book gave a review of it, and it took everything in me not to snap back at that person and say literally every question and problem you have with this book is answered if you actually finish the book. But that's meaner than I like to be on the internet. I just unfollowed that person because it's that easy to do that. To just unfollow someone that is making you upset. So, Out on a Limb was just a fantastic book that I feel like I needed to own. So, yeah, that's the books that I've got from Pango. So that is our little book mail update for now. I will be posting more videos in the next few weeks about the books that I'm reading, what I'm reading next, if I get any more interesting book mail, and I've also done some interesting shopping that I think will have some fun